Hello everybody. I want to talk about the argument for being fair and just. We've heard and been taught that you should never discriminate against others because it's illegal. That, of course, is the legal argument against treating people differently and unfairly. But there's also another, even more important reason to treat people fairly and justly. It's simply the right thing to do. And the right thing to do will benefit your organization and yourself much greater than simply following the law, whether that's today's law or tomorrow's law. Here's why. First, employees don't want to work in an organization that's not fair and just. You can't be fair and just to one person and not fair and just to another. If you are, or if you aren't, then you're simply an unfair and unjust person. It's only a matter of circumstances when you choose to be unfair and unjust. But if you treat everybody fairly and justly, then you have a sense of trust in the organization. And although you may be treating others differently, it's only a matter of time before people surmise or suppose that you're going to treat them differently. Employees don't want to work in an organization like that. There's little trust in the words and actions of an organization that acts in that manner. And they certainly don't want to trust their future to an organization that acts in that manner. Similarly, and secondly, customers don't want to shop in an organization that's not perceived as fair and just. If you're not fair and just to your employees, odds are you're not going to be fair and just to your customers either. When you say that you stand behind your product, or that you have a warranty, or that you're the most important part of the business, there's little trust that they can have if they perceive your organization to be unfair and unjust. Again, little trust in the words and action of the organization. Third, maybe even more importantly, if you don't hire the best, your competitors will. And this is such an important aspect because for those that discriminate, those who choose not to hire or promote someone because of a characteristic they have, those people most likely will find another job. Another job often be in the same industry, and it may be your competitor. If they're the best and the brightest in the industry, you've now lost that advantage. It's went to your competitor. For you see, eventually, for those that discriminate or choose to favor one person over another for some type of characteristics, will eventually be out of business. Too many of the good people who may have that special characteristic would go somewhere else. And you're going to be left with people who certainly aren't going to advance the basic interests of your organization. And lastly, you get what you give. If you have a culture of fairness, justice, and honesty, you're going to get that in return. But you're rarely going to have justice, fairness, and honesty if the managers who run the organization, the leaders who built the organization, don't act in that manner. For if the organization and its managers are unfair and unjust, it's only a matter of time before the organization is consumed with that similar conduct. So there you have it. The 4 reasons why you should create and you should promote a culture of fairness and justice. Employees don't want to work in an organization that's not fair and just, and customers don't want to shop in an organization that's fair and unjust as well. If you never hire the best, you're never going to get the best. You're never going to retain the best either. And lastly, you get what you give. And if you demand in your organization that everyone be treated with fairness and respect, and there's a sense of justice in the way that you deal with your employees, you will create a culture that permeates that through nearly every corner of your organization. Thanks, everybody. Let's hope that you work for that type of organization or try to build one yourself. Take care.